Now, when people talk about Assassin's Creed Unity, the conversation almost always starts the same way. The launch was broken, the bugs were everywhere, the memes were insane. But here's the thing that still annoys me nearly a decade later, because Unity didn't just fail, it also succeeded spectacularly in one area Ubisoft has never been able to replicate since, and that's within its multiplayer. It wasn't the old competitive multiplayer from Brotherhood, Revelations, Black Flag. There's no leaderboard chases or disguised mind games, but actual Assassin's Creed co-op. The fantasy of being part of a brotherhood, moving together, planning together, failing and succeeding together. Unity is still the only Assassin's Creed game that genuinely made you feel like an assassin among other assassins. And that's why it hurts that Ubisoft walked away from it completely. Because Unity launched with a bold idea. What if Assassin's Creed wasn't just a solo power fantasy but a shared one? Instead of competing, players would cooperate. Instead of racing for kills, you'd plan infiltrations. Instead of one chosen hero, you'd be part of a cell. And Ubisoft built two entire modes around that idea with co-op story missions and heists, both set directly inside the same parish you explored in single player. There's no separate maps, no disconnected areas, just the city shared. That decision alone was huge because it felt like multiplayer wasn't a side activity, it felt canon within the game, like these missions were always happening in the background of the revolution. Now, the co-op missions are where Unity's multiplayer really shows its intent. These weren't throwaway objectives, they had bespoke level design, unique locations, narrative farming, and multiple viable approaches. You weren't told how to complete a mission, you were given a goal/objective and trusted to figure it out together. One assassin might stay high, scout patrols, mark enemies, another might move through interiors, disable alarms, clear choke points, someone else might act as insurance, hold an escape route, or deliberately draw attention, and another might just run off on their own and die, and then you might fail the mission because you had to complete it together without anyone dying. Not that that's happened to me, definitely not. But the best thing is that none of it was scripted. It emerged naturally from level design, and that's the kind of key thing Ubisoft nailed with Unity. It trusted players to communicate, adapt, and solve problems without constant guidance. It's also weird how some of the best moments in Unity's multiplayer didn't involve voice chat at all. They involved understanding. You'd see another assassin and player pause on a rooftop. You would then wait for your movement and you'd drop at the same moment. Synchronized assassinations didn't just become flashy animations. They were somewhat a language, a way of saying, I'm ready, you go first. That kind of unspoken teamwork is rare in any multiplayer game, and it worked because the game system supported it. Fast parkour, readable enemy behavior, and clear stealth feedback. Of course, Unity wasn't perfect. It never was and never will be, but when it clicked brilliantly. And then of course there were the heists, and honestly they're some of the best stealth missions Ubisoft has ever designed, even with Unity's glitches and broken mechanics sometimes. So the heist stripped Assassin's Creed down to its essentials, with infiltration, awareness, patience, and consequences. The objective was always simple, steal the item, but everything around that object was pressure. Detection mattered, mistakes stacked, and if you got caught or detected or anything like that, your rewards dropped because you got sloppy with the stealth. So suddenly going loud wasn't as fun, rushing around the mission wasn't optimal, and coordination wasn't optional. Players learned to slow down, to plan their routes, to assign roles, to back out when things went wrong so you didn't lose the most rewards you can get. And when you pulled off a perfect heist with no alarms, no chaos, no bodies everywhere, it felt earned and the reward was fantastic. I mean, how many of us went through Unity replaying the "it belongs in a museum" heist just for the reward, because if you did it without any detection and any loss of reward, that money stacked up, and it was incredible and fun to figure out new routes and the fastest way to get in, get out. That's what I loved about this multiplayer mode. And that's not the only thing, because the multiplayer worked because of a rare alignment of systems. Because Paris wasn't wide and empty, it was packed, much to its detriment. Every building had windows, ledges, interiors you could enter at any point, which then meant every approach mattered. Because Unity's movement system allowed for fast vertical traversal, smooth transitions, shared routes, and then moving together felt natural, not this awkward sort of thing. And with the shared risk, because there was no MVP screen, no kill leaderboard, if someone messed up, the mission got harder for everyone. That created accountability without the punishment. Now, before Unity, multiplayer was competitive. It was incredibly fun, clever, and honestly something I want them to also bring back in the future. But after Unity, the multiplayer disappeared entirely. Unity is the only time Ubisoft fully committed to stealth-first co-op, shared infiltration, and brotherhood fantasy within Assassin's Creed. It didn't feel like a mode bolted onto the game. It felt like an extension of Assassin's Creed's core identity, and nothing since has even tried to replace it. And I think that's because Unity's launch didn't just damage the game, it damaged the trust with players. Instead of fixing, expanding, and refining the multiplayer, Ubisoft distanced themselves from it, avoided risk, pivoted hard into safer designs, which is understandable. But it also meant abandoning one of the most promising ideas the franchise ever had. With polish, Unity's multiplayer could have evolved into deeper heists, seasonal missions, expanding brotherhood narratives. Instead, it became a footnote in history, which is pretty funny because in an era where co-op games dominate, live services everywhere, especially in Assassin's Creed, and Ubisoft keeps chasing that player engagement, Unity already solved the problem. It didn't have a battle pass, it didn't have FOMO, and there wasn't really a grind, just good missions, good systems, and shared mastery. If Assassin's Creed were to ever bring multiplayer back, it shouldn't start from scratch. It should use the mechanics that Unity has given us to build something so players feel like they are part of a brotherhood. Because for me, when I play through an Assassin's Creed game, I do always wonder, what are these other assassins doing, especially in Unity, because there are a lot of assassins within this Paris brotherhood. So why not expand upon that? But you know, Unity's multiplayer, and even Unity as a whole, wasn't perfect, but it somewhat understood something that Assassin's Creed keeps forgetting. Being an assassin isn't about being powerful, it's about being precise, patient, and part of something bigger than yourself. Unity let you feel that together, and honestly, it's still probably the best multiplayer Assassin's Creed has ever made, in my opinion. And who knows, maybe we will be getting a new co-op mode coming in a future Assassin's Creed game. I mean, last year there was a huge leak about the future of post-launch content for Assassin's Creed Shadows, in which Insider Gaming stated that there was going to be a co-op mode coming to Shadows, which is already in development, and there is no current release date. We know that Ubisoft did postpone a bunch of Assassin's Creed Shadows post-launch content when they postponed the game last year, so who knows, maybe it is still under development and maybe it will still release. And the funny thing is, this isn't the only multiplayer type game for Assassin's Creed that is supposed to be released. Assassin's Creed Invictus was leaked way back when, so that is still under development. There's no confirmation about it being cancelled, so at this moment in time, we have Assassin's Creed Shadows co-op mode, which is apparently still under development, and we also have Assassin's Creed Invictus still under development, which is a fully fledged multiplayer experience. Now, we don't know a lot about Assassin's Creed Invictus, however, here's hoping it's more like the older titles, which I know a lot of fans will enjoy, and you know, hopefully it's free, because I don't think players will be wanting to buy a multiplayer only Assassin's Creed game. I mean, I personally wouldn't. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about Assassin's Creed Unity's co-op mode, heist mode, open free roam multiplayer mode. Do you guys enjoy it? Do you guys still play it? And would you like something similar back in Assassin's Creed? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe for some more Assassin's Creed content. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.